When you are uncertain about what your inner being thinks, the easiest way to find the answer is to notice how you feel. Your emotions are not random. They are instant reflections of alignment, a translation between your higher consciousness and your present awareness. When a thought feels heavy or uneasy, it means your inner being sees it differently. The higher perspective is lighter. It already sees resolution where you see struggle, peace where you sense pressure. Alignment is not control. It's not about pushing the river or forcing life to comply with your plans. Alignment is the art of releasing resistance, the gentle softening of the tension between what is and what is becoming. The moment you stop wrestling with conditions, energy begins to flow naturally again. You return to harmony with the very reality you've been asking for. The universe already knows what you want. Every preference, every desire, every moment of contrast has been heard. The path has already been constructed. But to walk that path, you have to stop trying to pave it through effort. The work is not in the how. The work is in allowing and feeling it real before it arrives. When you think about what you want, the question is never, how do I get there? The question is, how does it feel when I'm already there? Forget the details for a moment. The timing, the who, the when. Focus on the essence. What does freedom feel like? What does abundance feel like? Not the visual, the vibration, the ease, the fun. The flow, wealth, like everything else, is not earned first with effort. It's summoned first through alignment. Energy precedes form. Belief precedes evidence. When you tune yourself to the feeling of ease, when you rest in the knowing that everything is already working out, you open a door that action alone could never open. Inspiration begins to move you. Ideas arrive. People appear, and opportunities unfold naturally. The universe never required your struggle. It only needed your permission. Ease is not laziness. Ease is power. It's the quiet confidence that comes from being connected to the current instead of fighting it. When you are at ease, you become magnetic. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop overthinking and start receiving. Imagine what it feels like to be free from the tension of lack. What does abundance feel like before it shows up? It feels light. It feels calm. It feels like waking up and knowing that nothing is missing. It feels like the quiet satisfaction of someone who trusts that life is taking care of them. That feeling, that calm, steady ease, is the vibration of wealth itself. You don't summon prosperity by demanding it appear. You attract it by becoming emotionally indistinguishable from someone who already has it. When you live in the emotion of ease, joy, and freedom, your energy becomes a signal that life mirrors back through experiences, synchronicities, and people.
Oh.
This is how you stop seeking signs and start being the signal. The universe doesn't respond to words. It responds to your energy. You could affirm, I want abundance 1,000 times, but if you still feel scarcity, you're tuning to lack. Yet a single breath of genuine relief, a moment where you feel relaxed and open, sends out a stronger frequency than hours of forced affirmations. It's like recalibrating your personal frequency. And here's where a modern understanding can help. Reality works like an algorithm. Imagine your life as your own personal TikTok feed. Every thought you linger on, every emotion you replay, every mental video you refuse to scroll past, the universe reads it as a signal. Show more of this. It doesn't label what you engage with as good or bad. It only notices that you're watching. So if you keep replaying scenes of worry, doubt, or frustration, the algorithm assumes that's your preference and feeds you more of it. And it's efficient, frighteningly so. The only way to change your feed is to start interacting differently. To stop doom scrolling through negative thought loops and deliberately seek content that reflects the reality you do want to live in. At first, your feed might still show echoes of the old patterns because the system remembers your habits. But if you keep focusing on joy, appreciation, curiosity, and trust, if you keep liking peace, commenting on gratitude, and scrolling past fear, the algorithm of life starts to adjust. Your external world begins to reflect your new internal engagement. This is what Abraham meant by tuning your frequency. But in modern language, you're curating your algorithm of attraction, training your reality to mirror the energy you feed it. The moment you stop feeding scarcity, life stops showing it to you. Your focus becomes the search history of your existence. When you understand this, everything about manifestation makes sense. You realize that attention is creation. Where you look is what you live. Each moment, you're either reinforcing the old pattern or training the algorithm to deliver something new. And when you do it long enough, when you consistently choose better-feeling thoughts, your world starts to look like your future instead of your past. This is how tuning actually works. It's not as a mystical process, but as a shift in focus, engagement, and emotional participation. Now imagine living from that place. You wake up in the morning not asking for proof, but knowing that your vibration is the proof. You no longer chase the manifestation. You let it reveal itself as a natural extension of your frequency. You start recognizing that the ease you feel is already the arrival. Ease, freedom, fun, joy. These aren't luxuries. They're the building blocks of alignment. The more you rest in ease, the faster life organizes itself to match you. The more you practice joy, the more reasons you find to feel it. Or you allow freedom, the freer your reality becomes. And still, people wait for conditions to change before they allow themselves to feel that way. They say, when the money comes, I'll relax. But relaxation is what allows the money to come. They say once things settle, I'll feel better. But feeling better is what makes things settle. Your emotional state is not the result, it's the origin. When you understand that, you stop trying to use outer action to fix inner misalignment. You stop pushing against life and start co-creating with it. You stop waiting for validation and begin living from vibration. That's the quiet superpower of this teaching. Reality responds to the quality of your focus, not the quantity of your effort. Every time you choose a thought that feels better, you're upgrading your algorithm. Every time you soften your resistance, you give the universe more room to deliver. You start to see evidence everywhere. Not because you forced it, but because you finally tuned into the channel where those experiences were already broadcasting. The frequency was always there. You just changed what you were willing to see. So practice the feeling first. Feel rich in time, rich in energy, rich in peace. Feel full, relaxed, and safe. Sit with the emotion of everything is already working out for me. You don't have to convince yourself with logic. Your body understands vibration faster than your mind. Then, as your energy settles, notice the small impulses. A sudden urge to text someone. A pull toward a new idea. A spark that feels like inspiration instead of pressure. Follow those impulses. That's the algorithm responding. That's the universe giving you the next breadcrumb. The process becomes effortless because it's no longer about chasing results, it's about maintaining connection. You don't need to force action when you are aligned. Action becomes the natural echo of your vibration. Each step unfolds at the rhythm of your readiness. If fear arises, it simply means your expansion is outpacing your comfort. It's not failure, that's growth. When that happens, return to the feeling that started it all. Remember the excitement before the doubt appeared. Let that be your reset point. You don't need to know how or when or who. The need to know will block the flow. Just stay in the why. Why do I want this? Because it feels free. Because it feels worthy. Because it feels fun. Because it feels like me. Stay there. The why keeps your vibration clean. The how makes it heavy. So you keep choosing the why, the ideas come. Synchronicities multiply. The opportunities appear. And what once looked like coincidence begins to feel like choreography. That's when you understand the truth. Creation isn't something you force. It's something you allow. You don't chase manifestations. You let them unfold through your alignment. The more you trust the unseen, the faster it becomes visible. The more you relax, the richer life becomes in every sense of the word. Ease is not passive. Ease is participation with the intelligence of the universe. It is the art of being fully tuned, fully receptive, fully alive. When you live that way, you stop waiting for miracles. You start becoming one. Ease is the currency. Alignment is the bank. Belief is the transaction. Love is the wealth that never runs out.